Barracuda Strike opens this week at SeaWorld San Antonio. So for one final time before it opens, here is your reveal. And you know what? It doesn't look too different. Although I love the water line. It looks incredible, but I'm wondering if it's gonna return to its normal height because it's still lower than normal. But let's get closer. I'm not checking in here today, but Passport to Thrills was extended through the end of today. So as of uploading this video, you still have a couple hours left to go get your 15th and final visit to get your invitation to the Passport to Thrills event. I think it's gonna be on Thursday, March 5th. Now that I've gotten a little closer, I can confirm the water level has rose about 3 feet. Take a look at this ramp right here. This is what it looks like right now, but this is what it looked like last week. So they have added some water, and that means when we swoop down, we'll get really close to that water's edge. That is so cool. You can see the base of the fence there pretty much touches the water. It's hard to tell, but they certainly have added more water. I hope they're adding more as we speak. I would love to see the water continue to rise up another 1 or 2 feet. And from this angle, I see a lot of concrete work that has been done right in here. It looks like they've poured some more concrete. They've also put up some netting. We're gonna get closer and check that out. I see a lot of tracks left from some construction vehicles up to this fence. And there's that pathway. Oh man, they got a lot of rubble. I wonder if they're gonna fill that in on top of the dirt surface here or plant some grass. Last week, this pathway was closed. Now it is open. They've added a beautiful shade canopy over this area and they put some new mulch down. It doesn't smell bad like mulch usually does, so that's a plus. And over here, wow, look at that. They put up a big net over the swinging chairs. It looks really pretty right here, I must say. Good job, SeaWorld. And here's more netting that goes even higher up there. Just to be safe, you know. It's normal for rides to have this. This is where they were pouring the concrete this week. Nothing was done as I filmed last week, but now it looks to be completely finished. I don't notice too much new in the way of the schools of fish or the brown structures protruding from the ground. But I see what I said last week about netting over this area has indeed become a reality. So we're gonna go over there next. There are a ton of workers on the lift hill right now. It looks like they're installing security cameras or maybe some lighting. I see a lot of gray boxes going all the way up. I am not sure what that is, honestly. But that looks really cool. If we look through our favorite hole in the wall, there is a hole in the fence. So they are still bringing stuff in and out of that zone. They have put a lot of these rocks down. Look at all that gravel. We saw the piles over by the tortoise area, so they're moving that around. They're gonna continue to cover the ground with that. But like I said last week, I said there was gonna be a canopy covering this walkway right here. I was right, but they're using 3 different materials. They have the typical netting there, then they have the canvas, the canopy, and then look at this wood structure. This is crazy looking. I don't think I've really seen anything like this on an invert before. Wow, something underneath the track. It reminds me of like Minecart Madness, where it looks like you're gonna be traveling along this, but you're actually not. Oh, they have more signs up. This all came together so fast. They have all kinds of lights installed underneath. There's that Barracuda Strike entrance sign. That's a different sign actually, or at least the location of it is different. And they have a lot of stuff over there in the station. There's the test seat. And here, some rock work. I guess I'll call it rocks. It's not really rocks. They have taken the plastic off of that. Man, this looks so cool. Over here, we see this pathway is complete and a lot of the landscaping has been updated. This big old palm tree, I don't even know if that was there last time. It's a beautiful palm tree though. All these little shrubs look great. Sprinkler systems are installed. The railing has been installed for the queue. More of the canopies have been put up. There's cameras. I see some lights and I see some fans that should mist all of us while we're waiting in line. That's great. I'm gonna go look at the photo booth over here a little later, but for now, I'm gonna go around to get a good look at the station. Right in here, you can see some big silver barracuda cutouts and then some smaller fish that are multicolored, like a school of fish. Very cool looking. Well, this is cool over here. All of the landscaping again has been filled in, fresh dirt, probably some mulch, and plants everywhere. That's so cool. And then they put down a different color of gravel where the ride path is in the ride restricted area. I love the juxtaposition of colors there. You got the dark and then the light, and then you got a bright orange track structure. Really cool. There's another view of that silver barracuda cut out, and then the colorful fish. And then, like I said last week, there are TVs now mounted on those poles hanging from the ceiling. Over here, this area was already pretty well done. So yeah, there's not much else to do, guys, except get out here for the preview events. And I have some very exciting news for my plans for opening week. For one final time, I'm looking behind the scenes. Yeah, they got a lot of contractors here, a lot of workers finishing it up. So a lot of this is going to be cleared out over the next week. Now the Steel Eel photo booth is in the process of getting completely repainted. It's also been gutted. They got a lot of wires hanging from the ceiling. It's gonna look beautiful. I mean, it already looks beautiful, but once it's done, this is gonna be the Barracuda Strike photo booth area as well. There are the lockers, and there's that awning structure. They've already painted it. It looks great. And yeah, look at all that landscaping. This is awesome. So I have really good news for you guys. For the first time ever, I've been invited to a United Parks media preview event. It is on Wednesday this week. So Wednesday is gonna be the first time that I ride Barracuda Strike. But that's not all. The next day should be Passport to Thrills. I'm still waiting on email confirmation on March 5th, on Thursday. Then Friday is the pass holder preview. I'm gonna be there as well. And then finally, March 7th is opening. I plan on being here. So all of you guys that have been asking me if I'm gonna be here the 6th or the 7th, 6, 7. Bruh. The answer is yes, I'll be here. So you guys can meet me. I don't know where the meetup is gonna happen, but I'll try to plan a meetup every single day. And I hope to meet some big content creators as well. There's a lot of idols that I have that are probably flying into San Antonio this week. So that's gonna do it for your final update. Can't believe we're already to the finish line. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday, and then Saturday. If you learned nothing in this video, just remember these 3 things. No good deed goes unpunished. Subscribe to me on YouTube, because we're now pushing for 1 million subscribers. And when you're feeling stuck in life, like our friends at B&M, always say, push down, pull up. That was another day in the Hennisphere.